an SDK into the architecture of our software so that you can actually use this PlayStation Move controller in the same way that I was using the VCam system last year. So we were at $60,000. A lot of TV productions can't afford that. A lot of art departments can't afford that, especially before you're greenlit. You have all of the control with the trigger of the zoom. You can zoom in, zoom out. You can freeze your frames. You can even basically go into our VPR system. So if you want to go in and grab a shot of something that you've seen and have that advanced rendering, you can activate that in real time. So the cool thing about this is, it allows you to, I want to highlight that multiple devices can be plugged into our Virtual Studio. It's not just the Move controller, or you have to make a decision, do you want to plug in if you have the VCam, or if you have the 3D connection devices that we had last year that we showcased. All of that can work together. So you can have a device driving different things like a light or a camera or anything that can be animated. This is perfect technology for art departments and before a project is completely. The other thing I want to say is all this motion that I'm doing with the handheld camera is all recordable. So you can record this in takes. You have multiple takes of your performance that you have canned in the computer of anything that you're animating with these devices. Whether it's a light or anything can be animatable. Surface, it's great for independent films, architectural visualization. You can see how you can be composing and recording this stuff as a walkthrough with a client. You can explore a set as we're doing here with Virtual Location Scout. Let me just pan around here because this is kind of pretty long street. There's some cool stuff. Much of the award-winning imagery that you've seen tonight has one thing in common. It was using our LightWave software. So what I'm going to do now is going to go in here in our LightWave software and show you, wow, there's a character in the scene. Let's see what's going on. Oh, whoa, wait, what's happening? Hey there.
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Well, I'm here, I'm here. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm waiting for someone.
Who are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for Jerry Ryan. I know it's here.
Okay.
And, I would like to have an autograph.
You want to have an autograph from Jerry Ryan? I do too.
Yes, it would be so cool. So cool, really.
So, where are you from, stranger on a park bench?
Well, I come from Italy.
Oh, you're from Italy. Okay. Okay, you're from Italy. Okay, I see. Let me see. So we have a working camera here with live puppeting performance from our performer Lino Grande, who's using, thanks Lino. You see, this is really the essence of what we were doing, as Chuck Comiskey pointed out. The technology starts at the level, Jim Cameron level, that type of innovation. But this is technology, and seeing it in person on set, that is so innovative because it allows you to do these kinds of things. These are two examples of how you would interface the human element with the technology. I'm holding the camera in my hand with this simple controller that costs $49, or if you have a PlayStation, it comes with it. It's plugged in, but any device that you want to articulate into our software, the SDK is open. So if you have custom game controllers, anything that adheres to that standard, you can get in. All of the, let's move forward a little bit. When you control this and you record your takes, it is a baked asset in the computer, so that once you have your take, you can re-camera as many times as you want on that. You can have your actor come back, get the best performance from your actor or actress, and cut those pieces together so they're happy because what they see is their best performance. It's a really great thing. So feedback from our key studios and beta team is paramount for what we've been doing. This kind of feedback, what are you doing over there?
Nothing.
So through feedback from our key users, we've had this kind of technology. The feedback has allowed us to do this. So, one of the great things about the feedback is that people tell you what they need to get their shots done. I come from the same kind of production environment we've talked about here. I started a long time ago working with Al and John and everyone. It was a process in television production that gave us the experience that we need to get these shots out. So, I really want to share with you tonight, through all of the feedback we've gotten from those individuals, from our studios and our beta testers, which we appreciate, some really great new features of our LightWave 11 software. So you're the first crowd, the first individuals that have seen this, let's take a look at some of the new features that you will find in LightWave 11. Hi, Mike. It's good to see you. This is instancing. So we now have native instancing. Oh my God, you can get all of the detail that you want. This is a 1.6 million poly object. So, you know, when you load these kinds of things that may have been sculpted in ZBrush, for example, a heavy polygon count, you want to see them in OpenGL. So the instancing are not only shown as bounding boxes, but in our software, the render instances are being shown in full OpenGL. It's a really, really awesome feature. And you can see the level that you can get to. So you take your shots, your quality level just skyrockets. It's an amazing new feature. And I think it's going to allow all of the artists to bring the technology into their shots in such a way and facilitate great artwork. Here you can see kind of a nodal example of that. All of the detail of these instances allows you to get that much more into your shots. The expectations are higher from the audience. You know, here's a spaceship that Lino did actually, with just some Nernies surfaced on the surface. Here's some of the examples of doing foliage of an environmental type of instancing. So basically, you can create an ecosystem type effect where you have certain weight given to certain kinds and certain percentages of the foliage so that you can replicate all of the complexities of a natural environment. These kinds of things were impossible to load into common memory before. You couldn't get this level of detail. So it's a really great advancement, the instancing. Here's a shot from Iron Sky, who the guys in Finland are doing. This is incredible work with our instancing for spaceships. So instancing is one of the big new features that's coming to you in LightWave 11. We're really proud of that. The next thing that kind of ties into that is our flocking system. Now, flocking is incredible. This is a hypervoxels flocking situation. It's kind of an abstract thing, but it kind of shows you what you can do. This is an example that's more practical. A whole herd of our piranha aliens, also done by Lino here, running it on the surface of a planet. How many times have you needed that? You know, like herds and massive things. You know, Terra Nova, this is perfect for that situation. These things are being deformed by MDD. So you can apply MDD to all your instances. Here's flocking of bats. This is a bat that I actually did for a film called Bats a long time ago, but we put it into the system, and it has intelligent flocking, so they detect each other. They don't collide. You can have them attract and repel, and you just get really quick, beautiful flocking for birds and airplanes and helicopters and any kind of thing. Swarms of bees. The flocking system is incredible, and it's in conjunction with our instancing system. Also, they both work with a VPR. So if you want to see this stuff in real-time rendered, it's awesome. The next thing I want to talk about is Python. So Python is the foundation of scripting language in feature film production. You know, Disney's using it, everybody's using it. DreamWorks, ILM, Weta. It ties all the programs together. It is the way that you can really get into the nuts and bolts. The problem in the past was that we had LScript, which is a fantastic language, but it was its own island unto itself, much as MelScript is. And so Python scripting is the new language that is kind of like bringing all of the packages together, allows you to communicate between the packages, and what you just saw was that chessboard was all being driven by Python scripting. So some of our developers actually tried to play chess with this and they lost. So you can have intelligent, you know, in the script that can be built in. The next thing we have are interchange tools. Interchange is so important in pipeline. All the pipeline stuff you heard talked about here from Eric and others is very important. Our biggest one is GoZ. The new one is GoZ. So the GoZ support is a button push to get you from ZBrush directly into LightWave and back and forth. So if you start modeling, you push it. Thank you. I love it. So you get your models directly in. It's awesome. It's incredible. One button push back to LightWave layout to render. It sets up all your nodal flow for you. It figures out your displacement maps automatically from ZBrush. Here's another great thing. You can send your models into ZBrush, sculpt your endomorphs, your morph targets, and with one button push, send those back in and create your morph targets for the face. That was how the face that was done on this real-time puppet character that we did tonight. So it's incredible. The technology pulls together and it all works together. Another thing is Unity support. We're shipping with Unity now. When you get Unity, you will be able to load LightWave scenes in. You will be able to have interactive feedback back and forth between the Unity game engine. We love our game community, and we're coming full force at that. So Interchange is great. In addition to the FBX support, which I think is second to none, we actually have a better FBX import and support, I think, than some of the Autodesk, their own products have. So we have great, one of the things I want to mention about that is the pixel-perfect camera matching between Maya and LightWave. So FBX, that was a thing in the past that was difficult with compositing. We've nailed that. We've cracked that nut. So you also have Maya Geometry Cache, which allows you to not only have MDD deforming, but you can load things directly from Maya back and forth into LightWave. That's what they're doing also on Terra Nova with the dinosaurs. And I mentioned the FBX Pixel Perfect camera matching, which is also an incredible thing. This is all tool sets that allow you to integrate LightWave into any production pipeline. It's very useful. VFX artists like me and Al and John and many of you in the audience and Don, we all love to blow things up. We love destruction and mayhem in our lives for some reason. So, you know, when we implemented some tools to allow you to do this, we wanted to have a complete workflow. So you're not just, you know, here's some new tool and kind of figure out how to do it. We have a new workflow, a tool called the fracture tool. You load in any object into Modeler, it decimates that object and breaks it into pieces. One of the great things about fracture, so you want to blow up ships, you want to smash glass, you can place fracture points to control exactly the density of where you want that to happen. Artists need to be able to control this stuff. But the great thing that you need to know about LightWave's implementation is in other packages, I'm not going to name all of them, but pretty much every other package, the pieces that you break up are all separate items. So when you load the kind of complexity and detail that you load in these types of scenes, you have a scene graph that is so busy that you can't deal with it. So in LightWave, it's all contained in one object, if you choose to. You can also break it up the other way if you want, but in LightWave, you have the choice of saving the broken pane of glass as one object. When you take it in, fracture is very useful because you place these fracture points, but where it really shines is with our bullet implementation. So we've implemented bullet in LightWave 11 so that you can load these things in, and there's our bullet. Well, it looks great, right? Yeah, bullet's working. There you go. Well, check this out. So 2012, we're talking, you know, you want to kind of do that level of effects. We are bringing it to you, and this is some great work that was done with our fracture tool and with bullet. Very simple to get this stuff going, and interactive. This was a shot that Matt Gorner, our interface designer, did in the hotel. So this is really quick. It underscores the fact that it doesn't take you 17 hours. You got to go away and come back and see this stuff. It's interactive. That shot that you saw with all the stuff coming down was so interactive that it happens literally in front of you. Whereas if you remember dynamics calculations, not just in LightWave, but in any application, it's a big kind of pain to get through that. So it's interactive with even this tremendously large amount of data. There's many other enhancements in LightWave 11. Actually, we can't cover them all because it will be too long, but I do want to mention a few highlights that I think are important. For the kind of work that we do, enhanced render buffer support with presets so that you can choose your render buffer channels and save all of those out as presets for the types of shots that you want to do. This is really great for the kind of compositing workflow that we do on pretty much every shot. There's tons of render enhancements so that you can see unified sampling. There's the print render output for any kind of print work, for magazine work and print. It figures out those layouts for you. It's a really great workflow. In addition, we have the shadow catcher. We don't have a shadow catcher, we have a shadow reflection catcher. So it not only does shadows, but it does reflections. You want to match stuff to your plates, it just nails it. So we want you to get your shots done as quickly as possible. This is the kind of workflow that we're implementing from our experience. This is a great one. The VPR, now you can shift click and you select a surface automatically. So if you click on a surface, yep, there you go. I used that the other day. It was actually really useful. So major speedups also in our OpenGL. We've had multiple times speedups in OpenGL to facilitate the kind of walkthroughs that you just saw so that we have the frame rates that you're working with. The VPR now works with instancing as well. So all that instancing, you turn it on, it's gorgeously lit, it looks beautiful very quickly. And the shift-click surface thing, of course. But handling of large data sets has also been optimized. When we were testing with some of the geometry that we've had our Beta Studio testers have sent to us, we started with scenes that had so much data, it took like 30, 45 minutes to load some of the assets. We got those down to about 3 or 4 minutes with like thousands and thousands of objects and tremendously complex data. So all of that has been sped up. Another thing I want to say is, we're expecting